Once upon a time, there was the smartest man in the entire history of mankind. But you have probably never heard of him. His IQ was higher than the IQ of famous geniuses such as Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, or perhaps the Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci, a man who, in adulthood, avoided public attention and was considered a genius and a marvel. He began his career as a miraculous child, with the expectation that he would become an excellent mathematician. However, he died poor, alone, and unknown to the world. Who is he talking about? This man was named William James Sidis. He was born in 1898 in New York to a family of Jewish refugees. His father was a famous psychologist, Boris Sidis, and his mother was a Dr. Sarah Sidis. And this was at a time when it was unthinkable for a woman to pursue such a profession. William's genius was noticed by his mother at a time when he was not even a year old. She discovered him writing. When he was 2 years old, he could actually read the New York Times and understand every word. At that time, his parents realized that their son was truly talented and decided to support him in every way possible and further develop his abilities. They did not hesitate to spend their savings on studies and materials such as books, maps, and dictionaries. By the age of 4, he was already able to read classics such as Homer in the original language. At 6, he dedicated himself to studying Aristotle. At that age, he also wrote his 4th book, one of which was about anatomy. By the age of 8, he spoke 7 languages: English, French, Latin, Russian, Hebrew, Turkish, and Armenian. He was a polyglot, just like his father. But this was not enough for young William, and he decided to create his own language. He called it Vendergood. His parents were literally shocked by his abilities and realized that he was too clever for ordinary schooling. So they tried to enroll him in Harvard. He successfully completed all the exams and would have become the youngest student at the school at age 9 if they had accepted him, which they refused because of his young age. So William had to spend another 2 years in a regular school. Before he was 11, Harvard finally accepted him through a program supporting talented young students. Before that, he dedicated himself to writing and creating, producing several books, novels and poems in French, and even a constitution for utopia. He was different from other geniuses, who usually focused on one field. William's passions and knowledge were wide and diverse. He was dedicated not only to writing and languages, but also to mathematics, astronomy, politics, biology, philosophy, and much more. By the time he reached Harvard at 11, he shocked teachers and students alike with his knowledge. People either admired him or regarded him as a miracle. William easily passed all exams and even gave lessons to a math club attended not only by students but also by university professors. For many, his lessons were overwhelming. Those who truly understood him were literally amazed by his genius. Professors believed he would become a great astronomer and mathematician, promising him a successful career in life. Unfortunately, knowledge alone does not make a person successful. William could not find friends. Many people simply did not understand him and did not want to be friends. He graduated at 16 and tried to enter the world. He taught mathematics in Texas, but his career ended almost immediately. The reason was his young age. He was younger than both professors and students. At the same time, William became a kind of celebrity. Journalists were interested in him and asked for interviews. In one, he said he wanted to live a perfect life, which for him meant living in Australia. So he moved from city to city, changing his name to remain anonymous. He did ordinary work as a carpenter, locksmith, or accountant, doing everything to be unnoticeable. If recognized, he packed his bags and moved again. He continued to write books, completing around 12,000 pages on American history, science, astronomy, and travel. He published under different pseudonyms. Unfortunately, these books did not make him money, though later they were sold for thousands of dollars. William Sidis spoke 40 languages, though some experts claim it could have been as many as 200. Otherwise, he lived a quiet, modest life. Experts cannot agree on whether he was truly happy. Some say he made friends and was liked. Others say he was unhappy most of his life. In 1937, his peaceful life reached a critical turning point. He met a woman and became very close to her. William was happier than ever until he saw articles in the newspaper detailing his life, and not in a good light. He was portrayed as a crazy hermit and loner. It turned out that his new girlfriend was a journalist who had gotten close to him only to learn more about his life and write a sensational article full of gossip. William decided not to let it go and took the matter to court. However, he lost, despite his solitary way of life. The court dismissed his lawsuit for invasion of privacy. The court recognized William as a public figure and decided that nothing wrong had happened